Hi, this is Hot Chocolate with Paul for Saturday, November 23. I haven't done a drive-in video in a while, so why not do one today? As I'm recording this, I'm about to leave my workplace. Even though I'm retired, I still put in some hours as a bus driver. So it's something I enjoy doing. They appreciate it, and I get to work whenever I want. So it's a nice deal. So we'll do some driving today. Show you some of the scenes as I'm driving part of my route home, and I'll talk about some things that are on my mind. This is Route 31 in Spencerport. I'm heading east, otherwise known as Nichols Road, where I am. Looking forward to Thanksgiving next week. Got some nice plans with the family. Looking forward to a nice, enjoyable dinner. It's dark earlier now. As I'm recording this, it's 4:45 in the afternoon. It's a cloudy day to begin with, so that makes it a little darker. I don't know if the sun has even set yet. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. So I just got off driving a bus for this afternoon, and I've been thinking some things about bus driving. Like I said, I enjoy bus driving, but it's definitely a job that you need to get used to in terms of dealing with both kids and their parents. I'm aware of some situations where some parents have really been nasty to bus drivers when bus drivers are just trying to do their job. And I have to tell you, if it was me, if you were a parent and you came up to me and started swearing at me the way I've heard some parents do, I wouldn't put up with it. I absolutely would not put up with that. I would take whatever means I need to take to put that parent in his or her place. And I mean that in all seriousness. People don't realize what happens on a school bus sometimes. You know, if you think a driver's delaying moving along, you don't know what's going on in that bus. Sometimes we're trying to deal with a behavior problem on the bus. Sometimes we're dealing with kids that get sick. I've had kids lose their teeth. They start asking for tissues, things like that. I get kids who start asking me to help put their mittens on or zip up their coat or something like that. And, you know, they don't understand what's going on. I could be in the middle of trying to make a left turn, just like you see me doing here right now. I'm waiting for that green arrow to come on, and they will literally walk to the front of the bus and ask for help with something. And then all I can do is tell them, go back and sit down. You know, if you're in the car behind me and I'm dealing with a kid who just suddenly walked up to the front of the bus, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be taking a few seconds to move, before I move rather. Make sure that kid is sitting down the way they should be. I know I often have this camera going on when I'm driving, but it's totally hands-free. There's the green arrow, so I can go. And by the way, this is a turn that I make all the time in my bus. It's kind of a sharp turn here, but I take it all the way over, and I don't cross over that other turning lane. Not a lot of people do that, but that's the proper way to do it. I could tell you some other things about things we learn as bus drivers. I've been driving a bus for 10 years now. I retired earlier this year in June. I stay on mostly in the afternoon because I need to sleep in. And then I come in, put in a few hours, and I'm done. It's a nice little supplemental retirement income. And I know it helps them a lot because we are very short on bus drivers. And I don't mean just my district, I mean every school district. For some reason, they're not attracting a lot of bus drivers these days. I guess you'd have to ask those people, why aren't you a bus driver? You can answer that for yourself. Why aren't you a bus driver? There's a very serious accident that happened right here at the corner of Manitou and Big Ridge. See, the problem is we're going downhill, and if you can't stop in time, you're going to keep sliding. It's an intersection that I am very, very careful about driving through when I'm driving the bus when the road is slippery, especially in the winter. There was a fatal accident, by the way. Very sad situation. So continuing this drive on Manitou Road, if you've seen previous videos I've posted, I always complain about people speeding on this road. They do it all the time. Even right where I am now, earlier today, I was going in the opposite direction, and right where that solid yellow line was that we just passed, somebody took the opportunity to pass me. And they were going pretty fast, too. I'm not going to say I'm perfect about the speed limit, because I'm taking the Fifth Amendment on that, but I will say that if I'm going a little bit over the speed limit, those other cars that just go racing past me. It's unbelievable how fast people drive these days. Everybody is so impatient, so damn impatient. Just slow down. Leave a few minutes earlier than you think you need to. Make sure you can get where you're going on time. I'm not going to identify them because I'm keeping people's private information private, but as I've been driving along this road, I've been passing a lot of places where I pick up or drop off students. I've done it through the years. Some of them are still active, some of them have graduated and moved on. But I can tell you that I've made many stops on this road and had cars backed up, it seems like a mile behind me. Somebody asked me recently, would I stop and let them by? The answer to that is it depends. If I've got one or two more houses to do, the answer is no. I've had situations where I have stopped, and then I get stuck there. I'm sitting there waiting because the line is so long that I have to sit and wait 2 or 3 minutes for everybody to pass by, and then it puts me behind schedule and then slows everything down. So not a good idea. So if you don't recognize it, this is the corner of Manitou and West Ridge Road. You can't quite see it in this video, but off to the left is that big dome. Off to the right is a whole bunch of car dealers. Well, there's some on the left too, but the more prominent ones are to the right of me. That's to the east. Left is to the west. I come through here multiple times a day, part of bus runs and to and from work. So this is my regular route to and from work, up and down Manitou and other roads in Greece. And away we go. Usually when I make these videos, I pause the video at intersections, but I thought I'd just keep it going for today. That's about the only time I touch my camera while I'm driving, just to start or stop. I push the start or stop button. That's it. My previous video that I posted on this past Wednesday, November 20th, was a video that I made about my Rhine River cruise in the year 2013. Did you see it? That's one travel video that I'm very, very proud of. I'm very happy with the way it came out. It was a lot of great memories to go through all those pictures again and reminisce about the trip. I did the trip with my first wife, Mary. Between the two of us, we took over 3,000 still pictures on that trip. I had to go through all those pictures because I knew I wasn't going to get 3,000 pictures into one YouTube video. I culled it down to about 900 pictures, and video came out to be about 40 minutes long. There's a few music videos in there from a singing group, a chorus that was also on the same cruise. So those took up a few minutes of that video. So if you ever know what it's like to be on a river cruise, such as the Rhine River in Europe, by all means, check it out. I think it's the best travel video I've made so far, just in terms of how I put it all together. Well, maybe the Alaska video was better. But so we'll call the Rhine River cruise video the second best one I ever did. The Alaska cruise video is one that I did earlier this year, a couple months ago, and that was from our 2 trips to Alaska in the year 2022 and the year 2023. The reason we made 2 trips was because in 2022, the first week was by land in Alaska, and the second week was supposed to be on a cruise from Alaska to Vancouver, Canada. And I got COVID. I tested positive for COVID, and they would not let me on the trip. So we made a trip insurance claim. I got the money back that I claimed for, and then we booked a cruise in 2023 out of Seattle. It was a round trip. We had already seen what we wanted to see on land in Alaska, so now we just needed the round trip cruise from Seattle. It was a 10-night cruise. Very, very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. This is North Greece Road. I'm on Mill Road, by the way. Just crossed North Greece Road. It's getting darker and darker by the minute. 4:57 on my clock. A lot of people have their Christmas lights up already. I don't know. I never got into putting Christmas lights up until after Thanksgiving. Excuse me. Super bright lights. I don't know why they make bright lights so bright these days. They're blinding. You don't need them that bright. The lights on my vehicle are not that bright. They're what I think they should be, and I can see the road just fine. So this is North Avenue. Still Mill Road. We'll sit at this intersection for a minute, wait for the light to turn, and away we go. People tell me they like these driving videos that I do once in a while. Would love to get some comments. If you really like the driving videos, go ahead and make a comment in the comments below. Like this video too. There's another really bright car coming up. I'll dip down a little bit. But yeah, make a comment. You can even suggest places for me to do a driving video. Usually Usually they're just by opportunity where I happen to be going. So I start recording and then chat with my hot chocolate. Quite honestly, it's late in the day. I don't have any hot chocolate with me at the moment. A true confession right there. Shortly, we'll be coming up to Long Pond Road. And then on the other side of Long Pond Road, Mill Road becomes Vintage Lane. And then we come up to Mount Reed Boulevard, and beyond that, you keep going straight, and Vintage Lane becomes Dorsey Road. Name games, I guess. There's that funeral home on the right there. I've gone there for quite a few funerals. Very large church here that expanded in recent years. They had a huge add-on to that building. Hope Church. So if I was taking a bus road trip right now, I would tell you there's a sign that says speed limit 35. There's another sign that says there's a street coming up on the right. I need to watch out for traffic that might be going in as that car is, or traffic coming out. Bus drivers are required to take tests every year or two, depending on what district they work for or what company they work for. And when we take those road tests, we're always describing exactly what we're seeing. I see the yellow lights ahead. I see the street on the right. I'm watching for cars coming out. Red light up ahead, coming into an intersection. There could be pedestrians crossing. I'm watching for pedestrians. I'm looking both ways as I'm sitting here at the red light, watching for any traffic so that when it turns green, I don't see somebody racing through trying to get through the intersection. I'm behind the white stop line that's on the road in front of me. I'm not in the crosswalk. Did you know that? You're supposed to stop behind the white stop line. You go up to, but you don't cross over the stop line. And if you can't see what's on your left or right before you can go, first you stop at the stop line, then you move ahead a little bit to where you can see, and then when it's clear to go, you can go. Light just turned green, so I'm going. We're coming up to 390. We're crossing over 390 on the bridge. We got an exit ramp here. There's another one coming up on the other side of the bridge. I'm watching for traffic coming out, even though I have the green light. People are going right on red. Make sure nobody cuts in front of me. There's other side streets coming up. Yeah, that's exactly what I talk about while I'm taking a road test on a school bus. Every year or two. You want to make sure you're observing everything. The speed limit sign, 35. My speed limit is 35. And by the way, New York State rule for school buses, you never drive more than 55. Even if you're on the expressway and it says 65 miles an hour, school buses need to go 55. And in general, we're supposed to stay in the right lane. So, just so you know, I'm going to make a left turn up here. This is Mount Reed Boulevard. And that's going to do it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out some of my other videos if you haven't seen them. I'm Paul Packish, and this has been Hot Chocolate with Paul. Have a good day.